You possess the power to change the world. Oh, yeah. So much has happened in a short period of time. And now we could just reflect on what we have all accomplished. And, there were days that we all lived through, days filled with spiritual warfare, the unseen battle. But now it's crystal clear. We have a very powerful lesson today. I have a couple of stories, real life stories to share with all of you. One of them is from my grandfather. It's going to help teach you. It's going to help you understand the journey that we are all on. We're on a brand new timeline, and the chosen ones have ended spiritual warfare. And I'm going to teach you in today's lesson how it's ended, what it was. Oh yeah, there's so much to go over. It's good to see everyone. If you're in the chat and you are on this brand new timeline, you could hit 1111 in the chat. The 111111111111111, or the ones are going crazy. It's all over. But I'm going to leave you a message today that's going to make you the most powerful version of yourself. There was a lot of things out there that stopped you from becoming the powerful being that you are. And your Uncle Mike is out here under the peaceful palm. And we're going to learn our true power, the true superhero that lies within each and every one of us. It's going to be activated today. We're going to become so powerful today and every day moving forward. You see, you have always had this ability inside of you. You've always had this ability. But it was hidden from you. You have to have the inexhaustible belief in yourself. We're going to be learning about that today. We're going to talk about awareness and what happens once you're aware of witchcraft. We're going to talk about organisms of the same species. We're going to talk about the past and real-life evidence of what actually happened. We're going to be talking about being strong in 3 phases and what happens when you're strong and well-rounded. We're going to be talking about the Beastie Boys. Oh yeah, they told us the answer. They told us the answer. And the legacy that you leave. Okay, so we're out here creating a legacy. It's not about the Matrix reality. No, it's the legacy that you leave in the Akashic records. And we all have that ability. When I was a boy, I always dreamed. I dreamed about being a superhero, and now I get to be a superhero, and I live it out in my everyday life. And each and every one of us, we're like the Avengers, right? We're activating. We're like the X-Men. We're more like the X-Men. The DNA is changing, yeah, and it's a difficult process, but we have this ability inside of us. I'm grateful for each and every one of you that's on this live stream. Whether you're watching the live stream, the replay, could you kindly hit the like button so others see this very powerful message today? If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey, and I make it relevant for everyday life people. We have seen in recent times that there is a great spiritual awakening that's going across the world. And the number one thing that you have to realize, once you realize this, everything else changes. Everything else changes once you realize this. You are worthy. And you could write that in the comments as we're moving through this lesson today. I am worthy. And once you realize how worthy you are, all of a sudden you activate things in your life. You said, oh, I dreamt about these things. But once you realize you are worthy of these things, everything shifts. Peaceful dreams. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Peaceful dreams. We have peaceful dreams. We have the peaceful palm, right? The next level of our everyday lives is going to be birthed under this peaceful palm. Yeah. Now, it's really about the peaceful palm. I shared how I used to dream about the palm trees, and now it's part of my everyday life. And each and every one of you are able to do these things, but you're going to have to jump the timeline. You're going to have to go through a massive awakening of your true worth, your true power and potential. This is the 1111 11111. The 1111 timeline jump, and the chosen ones have ended spiritual warfare. How do you end spiritual warfare, Uncle Mike? Awareness is the precursor to change. I've done this video not too long ago. Once you are aware of witchcraft, it no longer has effect on you. You could write that down. Leah loves life. I appreciate you. I think I actually do have one, but since you brought it up, we do the most work on Facebook, TikTok. There's going to be a live stream on Patreon, okay? And there's going to be brand new posts. This is a very powerful day. Everyone hit 1111 in the chat. Once you are aware of witchcraft, it has no effect on you. That's why awareness is so important. Once you are aware of the witchcraft, it doesn't matter what, it has zero effect on you. And the reason why is because you have to actually maybe believe in it. You know, there's a story about like this person with the voodoo doll, and one person was scared of it and believed in it, and it actually the nocebo effect in science, the nocebo effect. They had negative effects from it, and the other person didn't give a crap about it, and it had no effect on them. So you have to be, once you are aware of witchcraft can never affect you. It can't even touch you. It's on a lower vibrational frequency. That's why we're raising our frequency. Now we're up here so high, all that negativity is below you. It's beneath you. We went through a phase, and it came to a head in recent times, but this has been going on for many years. And there was warfare, there was spiritual warfare placed upon the people of the world, of the whole world. And I've shared this. You have to know, how do you know it's coming from a spiritual aspect? Well, organisms of the same species don't go out and attack each other. Look at the world, right? You see all the terrible WARs that have been going on over the years. Well, this warfare is ended, and people were tricked to hate each other and attack each other. That's out of balance. That is not nature. Look at nature. I always say, you go out in nature. Some people suffer from nature's deficit disorder. You got to take those rubber soles off, go barefoot on the ground, right? Go to the beach, go to the mountain, go to the park, get barefoot on that ground, and you're going to feel so much better, kid. You're going to feel so much better. Okay, so people were not following the natural order, okay, because organisms of the same species don't attack each other, right? So we've witnessed this for years. We've witnessed this for years. Or why is everyone fighting each other? Why does this group hate this group? Because that's witchcraft. What does that mean? That is subconscious programs that people were given. Remember, we download subconscious programs from birth to the age of 7 or 8 and later in life through repetition. Maybe they repeated on TV. I saw it on TV. It's got to be real. So these subconscious programs, people were programmed in their subconscious mind maybe to hate or attack other people, right? So we have to get rid of all these subconscious programs, and that's what your Uncle Mike and the light warriors of our everyday lives are here to do, is to rewrite these subconscious programs and take out the bad ones and put in love and put in growth and put in strength and put in empowerment and put the right ones in. But organisms of the same species do not attack each other, and people were tricked into attacking each other for many years. These were spells, and they were told, and then they created all these negative things, okay? And today, as I'm leaving this powerful message, not only is it 11/11, but it's Veterans Day, and I want to share a story that my grandfather shared with me, and I learned from my grandfather. Sometimes you look at great men, great women, right? And I was very blessed to have them in my family, and they taught me since I was a boy, and they helped raise me. And to hear these stories, I learned things that I didn't even know, and I didn't really understand them the importance of this story. I'm going to tell you the story, okay? I didn't understand the importance of these stories when I was younger. But, so I wanted to hear, because this is how we're programmed, growing up. And you want to hear the war stories. Yeah, tell me the war stories, Papa. Tell me the wars, and he would tell me stories. I'm waiting for stories with the guns, with the bombs, with the blowing the stuff up, the fighting. And, actually, I had two stories that stuck with me. Okay, the first one is also relevant. Okay, it's really about not giving up and performing at your finest in inopportune conditions, right? And these are the aspects, the attributes. When I talk about you carry your family lineage in your DNA. So my grandfather's first story, that is about will beats the skill, and not giving in. He shared the first story that he had to deliver cargo on this massive truck, him and another person, and he was driving this truck, and it had to go to a certain base in Germany. He's driving on the Autobahn, okay? You drive really fast. He's driving this truck, and he had to get there, and the brakes broke right there, so he had no brakes. So now he's driving. You drive fast on the Autobahn. He could be going 90 miles an hour, and his friend there, who was with him, we're gonna crash. We gotta jump. We gotta jump. My grandfather grabs him and says, no, we're not gonna jump. We gotta get the cargo there. So he keeps driving with no brakes. And then when he gets close, he knows like where he has to go. He kind of goes off the road, and he digs the wheels into like the dirt, and try to goes up the hill and tries to slow the truck down. And he got it close to the base, and the truck stopped, and he was able to deliver the materials. So even though that was a scary situation, he had to drive without the brakes, and he had to drive the truck, and the cargo was safely delivered, and he had to figure out a way, because he had no brakes. This is back in World War II, and was able to do that. So sometimes you have to figure stuff out, right? You have to figure stuff out on the fly. All right. So the main story that I want to share with you that's very relevant, and the whole world needs to hear this. I didn't understand this. Obviously, my grandfather was just, observing life. As I always say, as Tesla said, just be the observer. So he was just observing, and, he doesn't know all about, all the things that we know about in this modern era. So it was towards the end of the war. And so now my grandfather was in charge of a prison. And in this prison, they had all of the SS soldiers from Germany. They were supposed to be the most terrible ones, the most dangerous ones. And they supposedly, they killed, and they were very dangerous. So my grandfather was in charge of the prison that they were holding them. And he had one other person with him. And all of these SS soldiers, my grandfather said, the war's almost over. Let's just get through this time. We don't have any problems. And then we all just go home. And every one of these SS soldiers listened to my grandfather. One man he had someone as an assistant. And they all listened to him. And these were supposedly terrible killers. And he got to know these people. And over time, however long he was there, they just listened to him. And he always shared this story that he would take them for haircuts. They would cut his hair, or however it went. But everyone respected each other. And at the end of the service, they actually baked him a cake. And the one thing that he said to me, okay, which everyone needs to hear, he said, Mikey, they didn't want to kill all those people. That was the lesson. He said, Mikey, they didn't want to kill all those people. Because humans were tricked into hurting each other, because they had to follow orders, because they had to follow blindly to hate each other. And when I was a boy, I didn't understand. I didn't understand this message. I said, oh, that's, but I listened. But now later in life, that's why you have to always pass it forward. You have to speak things. You have to teach all the time, because in the right moment, it's going to click. And we're seeing this right now. He said, Mikey, they didn't want to kill those people. That's what he said. And, that's so we can look at any aspect in life right now. We see a lot of terrible things. We've seen a lot of terrible things in the last 4 years. But the thing is, we have to realize, well, who was orchestrating these things, right? So sometimes maybe people, they didn't do the right thing, but they were born into the situation and they had no other option. And but what is your true content of character? Okay, and that's what's the most important thing, is your true content of character. We're witnessing a time period where spiritual warfare has ended. Why? Because once you're aware, and the people, the everyday life people, are seeing what's really going on, and you say you're getting, tricking people to attack each other or hurt each other. And that was the lesson as we're, celebrating this day today. That was the important lesson, such an important lesson that my grandfather taught me, and this is what he observed. And that was just his character. He was a very peaceful man, obviously, even though he served in the war, because that you're called to serve back in World War II. You do what you do it. But that was his role. And he just said he was in charge of these people. He said, let's just all get along. And they were on opposite sides of the war, right? And they all got along during that time period. And by him learning who these people actually were, as a personal level, because they're just sitting in the prison for however many months it was at the time. And he said at the end of the story, they didn't really want to kill these people. They didn't really want to do it. So, sometimes we look at people at face value, right? So in the modern society, you could see people and they're still going on like it's already over. We all know it's over. And you could see people on social media and they're still going into the negativity, but you could also say they don't really understand what's really going on. They've been programmed since birth. Oh, you have to be part of this political party and fight everyone, and everyone that's on the other side, you got to hate them. Okay, so we're all breaking free of these programs at this time. We're coming back together. Please hit the like button if this message is resonating with you, so others will hear this message today. The spiritual warfare has ended. It's over. You could write that in the comments. The spiritual warfare has ended. It's over. And we have to now, when you are in victim mindset, if you are weakened, you are more susceptible to witchcraft. Now we get into the real work now. As I sip on my, I have to hydrate with this delicious water. As we're activating like never before. The stronger you are, and I'm going to be speaking a lot of truths on this live stream right now. Yeah, they're flying overhead. It's a little one. You have to be empowered. You have to be the best there is. And I'm going to teach you the next part of spiritual warfare that happens in everyday life. Because any person that's getting this message today, this is one of the most important messages that we've been putting out there. Okay? You, as we move forward with this movement, you have to become empowered. You have to become the strongest, the best there is. You're going to have to be strong in all three phases of life. And when you are so strong, okay, when you are so strong, and you're going to see this naturally, okay, people that are very strong, they don't attack other people. And they're not, they can't be manipulated by the spiritual warfare. So the more powerful you are, and that also means you might have to go through a incubation period, when you have to go into isolation, you have to go into the wilderness with God. But once you come out the other side, you are so powerful that the witchcraft has zero power on you. There's zero. And then when that happens, you are now putting out this frequency, and the reality around you has to become a vibrational match. I am a vibrational match to the peaceful palm. That's your Uncle Mike. I am a peaceful palm. I'm just waving, get the palm trees going in the chat, right? So you have to become very powerful, okay? And today we get our superheroes to rise. When you are strong and well-rounded, nothing negative can touch you. No spiritual warfare, no witchcraft can affect you, right? So your Uncle Mike is so strong, and I want to make each and every one of you so strong, okay? So you have to become very powerful, and once you do this, now you cannot be manipulated. Now the witchcraft has no power over you, okay? And there was people, there were subconscious programs, limiting beliefs that were designed to literally weaken you or sabotage you on purpose. Okay, the Beastie Boys were right. I'm telling y'all it's a sabotage, right? The Beastie Boys knew what was going on, right? It's a sabotage. I'm telling y'all it's a sabotage. Yeah, the limiting beliefs, right? Hit the like button if you're learning something new, if you're having fun, right? It's true. I'm telling y'all I'm out here under the peaceful palm to tell y'all. You're going to see people out there. They're going to pontificate. They're going to be so prestigious. They're going to be so righteous. I'm telling y'all it's a sabotage. It's a sabotage. They're trying to sabotage you. They're trying to weaken you. They're trying to gaslight you. But when you are not under this influence, when you are not sabotaged, then and only then will you activate your power, your true potential like never before. And that's what we want to do. We want to, awareness is the precursor to change. We're aware of these things, and now we move it forward. Okay? When you are strong physically, mentally, and spiritually, especially spiritually, because a lot of people aren't strong just because you go to the gym, okay, and work out, right? It doesn't mean that you're spiritually strong. You might be weak-minded. You might be able to be manipulated, all right? Or you might be one of these I'm ultra spiritual, and they're not losing. Oh, you're in your ego. You're concerned about your body. Of course I'm concerned with my body. It's my vessel, son. It's my vessel. I got to be the strongest there is. Get the lions to roar right now. So there's opposite. There's things to sabotage you. When you are strong, pay attention to the message. Pay attention to your Uncle Mike. When you are strong physically, mentally, and spiritually, there's the witchcraft, the sabotage, you're like Teflon. You're like Teflon. It can't affect you. And the more stronger, the more powerful you are, it can't touch you. And it's usually the weak, like when you see the real bullies in life. I did a full video on the modern day bully. You should check it out. The real bullies in life, they're actually very weak. They're very weak, light warriors. What is the narcissist? The narcissist tries to tear, when your building is so big, you're so tall, what it does is it tries to tear you down. You have to look for these things. And this, as that old world is collapsing, we're building a new earth together under the peaceful palm today. No, you're going to see this out there. When it's the opposite. And I've seen a lot of people, especially with our men. Are our men in that chat, our powerful men? There's a vibe out there that's trying to emasculate our men and weaken our men. You got to know the order of operations for society, and they try to make society collapse, but the men are rising up right now like never before. And the strong men are the ones that protect the women. Remember, it's always a weak man that's rude to women, right? But then you have a lot of witchcraft that goes out around the world right now. You're seeing it in the ego. People that try to distract men. That's called the Jezebel spirit. You know about the Jezebel spirit? So what we do here is we see everything with laser pinpoint accuracy. You got to see everything that's going on out there. We see it from a higher vantage point. We focus on ourselves first. That's not selfish, and I didn't stutter. We focus on ourselves first. We become the best there is. We're so powerful, and then once you do that, then you could go out. You put your oxygen mask on first, right? They tell you on the airport, put your oxygen mask. Breathe in that prana, right? Breathe in that oxygen. Breathe in that chi. It's all about the breath. No, you got to breathe it in first. You got to be powerful first, and then you go out. So there's a lot of sabotage that has been out there. This was the spiritual warfare. When you are weakened on purpose, then you are more susceptible to witchcraft. Then you're more susceptible to the spiritual warfare. That's why you have to be empowered, right? And it's funny because I could see how it played out. But there are so many concepts that, remember, it's all about the subconscious programs, okay? I see the concepts that are out there. I see what's going on out there. It's literally inverted. It's literally the opposite. It's literally designed to weaken people. But you got to be so strong. You got to be the best there is. You have to be empowered. And when you do this, then the witchcraft, the spiritual warfare, it has no effect on you. That's why you have to keep rising, keep rising, keep rising. Write it down. Keep rising, keep rising. All rise. We all rise together now. That's why your power, your vibrational frequency is so important. And you want to be strong in 3 phases, not only one. And the less weak points, listen, we all have weak points. All right, we'll have a live stream tonight on Patreon. The 8 dimensions of wellness, right? So not all of us are the same. So we're all going to have a place in our life that's the weak point. I did a video, okay, removing the weakest link in your life. Okay, it's on the channel page. Okay, if you're new to the channel, if you just stumbled in, okay, this movement is happening because of all of you. I'm so grateful if you will hit that subscribe button. One of the best comments I get is, I don't normally hit the subscribe button, but I did for your channel because I believe in it. And that means so much more to me, right? It's about quality over quantity. Those people that do that, it's an unbelievable power. So please hit that subscribe button. It allows people to get this message. You have to have the inexhaustible belief in yourself, and you got to get back to the basics. I talk about getting back to the basics a lot. There's so many curves and swerves out there. You could get lost. You could get lost out there. You get pulled into this matrix. You could get pulled into that matrix. But I'm here to tell you, if it comes from God, it's very simple. It's very simple. Get back to the basics. Get back to what's important in life. What's important in life, Mike? Uncle Mike, what's important? Your life experiences, your peace, your sovereignty, your freedom. Freedom and sovereignty we shared this year. So important. What is your life worth if you're living it for someone else? What is your life worth if you're living it on your knees? Go back to the beginning of the lesson. People did things, and you could do terrible things because someone else told you, and you feel like you're forced to do it. I lived through a time period a couple of years ago. People were forced to do things against their free will just to feed their family. Isn't that terrible? It's a terrible thing. But I stood with feet planted firmly. I said, I'm going to go with God, and I'm going to have the inexhaustible belief in myself. And I said, I'm going to become more powerful than the matrix itself. I'm going to be bigger than the department itself. One person, one man is going to be bigger than the department. And I focused on it like a laser beam, and nothing could stand in my way. And I just kept going. And if that message resonates with you, keep hitting that like button. You have the power and the potential to be bigger than the matrix itself. That's what you have. That's the power that you need. You need that power. You need that power in your life. The chosen ones, the 144,000, you're sealed in the forehead. You could see what's going on. You ended spiritual warfare by not living in fear. You ended spiritual warfare by believing in yourself. And you ended spiritual warfare by living in authenticity, the truth. It's such a powerful thing. It's such a powerful thing to live in truth. It's so powerful. And the truth cannot be told. It can only be realized. You're going to have to realize your power. You're going to have to realize your true potential. These are the days, just like how my grandfather shared war stories. We will all share these stories as well. But in this era, it was different. It was spiritual warfare. It's all about legacy. Okay? It's all about the legacy that you leave. Ever since I was a boy, I always wanted to be a superhero. Now I get to be one. And it's about the legacy. It's not about living for just compile a stack of money. Some people that are going on the ascension journey, you need more time to rest this, but your peace is more important, right? What could I even do with all this, right? So you have to get back to the basics. You have to know what is most important. And we go through phases, right? And if you want to learn more about the ascension journey and ascension symptoms, right? When your reality changes, okay? This is not spiritual wackadoo stuff, okay? I believe I saw a post on Facebook. Someone posted a meme. Quantum physics was their way of hiding the science of spirituality or something like that. Okay? No, this stuff is going on out there. Every single one of your cells has to recalibrate to this new reality that you are in. So you're going to get real tired. You could get really tired when you jump the timeline. Your frequency, right? We're not realizing our cells are putting out a frequency. And when you have all these symptoms and tiredness and bodily changes, it's part of it. And a lot of us went through a time, because it has been a rough time in the past few years, of depression. And what is depression? Deep rest. You have a soul. Some people say, oh, there's no soul. Okay. I am not this body. I am the energy that operates this body. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You are a soul, and your soul gets tired of operating this vessel. That's why we're strong in all three phases, because this vessel has to go. And your soul, and then like when you say your soul's like, I'm tired of this, then that's with the deep rest. Deep rest. You can't go deeper than your soul. There are certain things that resonate with your soul. It rings like a bell. It makes you feel so good. It's like a beautiful flower, beautiful, right? A plant, a beautiful palm in the sunlight, opening up. That's what we have to stay focused on. We have to focus on becoming the greatest version of ourselves. We have to be empowered. The people are becoming empowered. And you have to realize, okay, you're going to hear negativity. I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about it. But you say, but I still see it, Uncle Mike. It's moving around. It's twitching. It's still alive. So what it is like that dead cockroach on the floor. Okay, it's dead, but it's twitching on the floor. So it's twitching. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's not alive anymore. Okay, so you're going to see this. I see it. I'm the observer. I just live in an everyday life kind of life. I go out there. I see what's going to putting posts up on social media. Right? There's a lot of growling and barking. It's finished. Don't even look at it. Be like your Uncle Mike. Don't get triggered by it. I go, oh, that must be a scary timeline they're on, and I scroll past it, and I don't get involved. Yeah, I keep my frequency clean, right? It's funny, right? I go right past it. I say, oh, that must be a scary timeline that they're on, and I go to the next thing. That's what you got to do. Don't give it your energy, right? Don't give it your attention. It's the currency of the universe, and I'm grateful for all of your attention. By paying attention to this message, you're helping this movement move along, and we're becoming more powerful than we ever have been. And that's the main idea of this time period. You have to be the best version of yourself. When you are empowered, when you are strong, that witchcraft, that spiritual warfare has no effect on you. And that's what we have to do for our brothers and sisters, okay? You're not here to save anyone, right? But we're here to pick each other up. There's a difference between assisting and saving, right? There's a difference, because you can give a person a fish and they eat for a day. But if you teach a person how to fish, and that's what we do here, if you teach a person how to fish, they eat for a lifetime. And that's what we want. We want our people to get as strong as possible. You take ownership of your life. No one has power over you. Smash the like button. I appreciate that. We'll hit a milestone as we're still live. Others will find this. Keep the movement going. Be empowered. Take ownership of your life. 3 phases. Become the superhero that you are inside. Oh, we have a lot planned on this channel. Okay, today we're going to have posts on all of the platforms. Facebook, TikTok, Patreon Live. So many things are coming out. Utilize this window. This is a portal. This time period it represents a massive shift. But you have to jump through the portal. Okay, and I've learned these things. I practice what I preach. Okay, I'm the lighthouse. I put my life up on a billboard, right? Goggins said, put your life up on a bill. No, you put your life up on a billboard, and others can see that. That's how you help people. Is just be that lighthouse. Be the lighthouse. That's all you can do. You can't tell people what to believe. You can't tell people how to live. But all you could do is be the lighthouse. And when you're the lighthouse, people say, wow, I want that. I want that light too. Look at this guy, right? That's what you have to go for. That's what because you can't, it doesn't matter. Everyone, remember, as Michael is here, we have to follow the laws of the universe. The laws of the universe, right? And it's free will. Everyone's got to make their free will decision. Whatever they want to do. That is what needs. I had a whole conversation with a few of my friends. Everyone's got to be entitled to their journey. Everyone's got to live their life freely. And we're going to be sharing more and more about that. And it is very difficult to do, because in the this old matrix has collapsed. You see it's collapsed. And that's duality. And you're seeing this. And that's why it's difficult what I do, because I'm not big on, everyone says, pick a side. Pick a side. And if you don't agree with everything I say, I don't like you. All right? So it's hard to break through. But the meaningful things in life, right? It's the harder things. Buckle up, Buttercup Elizabeth. I love that name. Thank you so much, Buttercup Elizabeth. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful. 1111. This is an attitude of gratitude. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for everyone that's on this live stream. Everyone comment 1111 1111. We are entering through this portal, and focus on what you're creating. Create your reality. Don't create someone else's reality. Learn from my grandfather's story. For far too long, people of the world were listening to people that didn't have their best interest in mind. This happens in many forms. You could see it, on the main stage, or you could see it in your life, right? You could see, oh, maybe I went into this community. Maybe I have to follow this thing. We don't have followers here. We have family. Smash the like button if that resonates with you. We have to fix it all. We have a lot of work to do. Uncle Mike's got a lot of work to do, baby. Right? We don't follow. We don't have followers. We have family. Oh, and the royal family is here. Yeah, it's the royal family. Know that you are royalty. Know that you are worthy. When you realize that you are royalty, when you realize you are worthy, you have taken back control of your everyday life. I love each and every one of you. Please comment down below. Are you immune to witchcraft? Let us know in the comments. What will you do to improve your everyday life? And if you're new, I'm so grateful. If you hit like, hit subscribe. This is a movement, and it's happening because of all of you. If you've never shared a video, why don't you share this video? Head over to the channel page. Any video that resonates with you, please share it. Sharing is caring. You could go to the first playlist. If you're new to the channel, you will catch up to date where we are. There will be new posts, Facebook and TikTok, and a YouTube short. These things are coming out. We are the royal family, and we are taking over. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you all. Stay empowered. You have the power to create a brand new reality. Daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Become the greatest version of yourself. Learn more about this reality at an energetic level. Go straight to the source. Get to the root. And then you're going to change. You're going to change like never before. Become immune to negativity. Become immune to witchcraft. We are all superheroes. Embrace who you truthfully are inside. I love you all. Keep going.